Learning is often spoken about as if it were something that can be delivered, a curriculum, a lesson plan, an outcome. But learning does not begin with information. It begins with safety. For many PDA children, learning has not disappeared. It has gone into hiding, not because they are unmotivated, not because they lack curiosity, but because the nervous system has learned that learning environments are not safe. Today, I want to talk about what happens when learning is allowed to return naturally, when curiosity is not demanded, when safety comes first. Hello, and welcome back to the William Gomes Podcast. I am William Gomes, and I am grateful to have you here. One of the most persistent myths in education is that motivation must be created from the outside, that children learn because they are rewarded or pressured or evaluated. But intrinsic motivation does not respond well to force, it responds to freedom. When the nervous system is under threat, learning shuts down, not metaphorically, biologically. The brain reallocates resources away from exploration and towards survival. Curiosity requires openness. Threat demands vigilance. You cannot be curious and defensive at the same time. For PDA children, environments that rely on pressure, urgency, comparison, or expectation quietly teach one lesson above all others. Learning is dangerous. So the system adapts. Attention narrows, interest collapses, avoidance increases, and adults often misread this as refusal, but from the inside, it feels like protection. Imagine a child called Maya. At home, in moments of safety, Maya becomes absorbed. She builds elaborate worlds with figures and stories. She asks unexpected questions. She experiments. She invents. There is learning everywhere. But at school, when learning is announced, scheduled, measured, and monitored, her body stiffens. Her interest vanishes. When asked to show what she knows, she cannot. Not because the knowledge is absent, but because access to it is blocked. Maya is not choosing disengagement, her nervous system is choosing safety. This is the central paradox. The harder we push learning, the further it retreats. The more we loosen control, the more it returns. Curiosity is not something we install, it is something that re-emerges when the environment no longer feels dangerous, when a child is no longer bracing, when they are no longer watching for correction or judgment, when their autonomy is respected rather than negotiated. This is why learning often reappears in unexpected places, in play, in solitude, in digital worlds, in conversations that are not labeled as educational. Adults sometimes dismiss this learning because it does not look like progress. It does not follow a linear plan. It does not arrive on a schedule. It does not match age based expectations. But developmental timing is not mechanical, it is relational. Skills emerge when the nervous system is ready to support them, not when an adult decides it is time. Trusting developmental timing requires a profound shift. It means tolerating uncertainty, letting go of performance, resisting comparison. It means redefining progress. Progress is not compliance, it is not output, it is not visibility. For PDA children, progress often looks quiet. It looks like reduced fear, longer periods of ease, moments of spontaneous interest, a willingness to engage without pressure. These changes are easily missed by systems trained to value productivity. But they are the foundation of everything that comes later. When safety returns, curiosity follows. Not all at once, not on command, but gently, unevenly, in its own time. And when curiosity leads, learning becomes sustainable, not because the child has been managed, but because they are no longer defending themselves. Learning without teaching is not the absence of guidance, it is the absence of coercion. It is trusting that a nervous system designed to explore will do so when it no longer has to survive. This is not an easy stance to hold. It asks adults to slow down, to wait, to notice what is already there. But when we stop demanding proof of learning, we often discover that learning never truly left. It was simply waiting for safety. Thank you for listening. This is the William Gomes Podcast. Take care of yourself, stay curious. And if you found this episode helpful, you are very welcome to follow, share, leave a comment or a rating. I will speak with you again soon.